This is Nick Nielsen, Mad Scientist of Muscle, and what I've got for you today here is a killer pelvic floor / oblique exercise. Now, this is a good one. It's not a beginner one, so don't start with this one. Clearly, you're going to want to be fairly strong in the core, rotationally, anti-rotationally, before you try this one. But it's going to really develop the obliques, those deep core muscles, pelvic floor muscles. What you're going to do here is take a cable, attach a long length of chain to it. If you don't have a chain, it could potentially still work, but it's going to work better with the chain to extend this down. Because what you're going to do here is hold a dumbbell in one hand and hold this in the other hand locked out. Now, these weights are going to counterbalance each other. You're going to come down into the bottom, basically into a reverse lunge. So you're going to be holding weight here, pushing down weight here, and you're coming down like so. Now, as you can see, this side is pulling up, this side's pushing down. That's torque on in through this area, horizontally through the pelvic floor. This is what's really going to make everything work, is those uneven forces that your core is forced to counterbalance as you're doing the exercise. Anti-rotational is this plane, which is the transverse plane. This is basically flexion in the frontal plane. So this is a very different movement pattern than you're probably going to be used to. So start fairly light the first time you do this one. I worked up to a 95-pound dumbbell in one hand and 80 pounds on the thing in the other, on the cable and stack in the other. Alright, so that's the exercise. Now, as you can see, when I'm doing this one, when you have the straight on view, I'm actually leaning into it fairly strongly in order to basically counterbalance those forces and keep my balance. That could potentially be solved by evening up the weight a little bit more. I'm not going to play with it too much, but that's something that I noticed, at least with the 95 and the 80 on there, that I was kind of leaning into it a bit, and even when the weights were more even, that's what was happening. So play with the weights, adjust it as needed, keep your body position so your torso is basically straight up and down, because I was leaning into it by keeping the torso kind of upright. So